Semester exam review, problem 1. Order the set of rational numbers from least to greatest. We have to look at the place value of each number. Let's start with the tenths place value. We see that each number in the tenths place value, this has a 4, a 5, an 8, and a 6. So we can order these numbers based on the tenths place value and see that this number is my largest number, and this number is my smallest number because 4 is the smallest number out of this set of numbers in the tenths place. So to order from least to greatest, this is my smallest, this is my largest, so the correct answer has to be A. Number 2. The graph below specifies a relationship between x and y. Which of the following represents the relationship between x and y according to this graph? So we need to write the coordinates in for one of these points. Let's write the coordinate in for, we'll pick an easy one. So this has an x value of 1 and a y value of 4. And now we're going to take those coordinates and plug it into each answer choice where it belongs. So let's do answer choice A. So y value is 4. X value is 1. Okay, well that checks out because 5 minus 1 equals 4. Let's create another coordinate. Let's use this point here. This has an x value of 2, y value of 3. And let's see if we can still select answer choice A. So we're going to plug in y value is 3 equals 5 minus 2. Sure, it checks out okay. So the correct answer is A. Number 3. Which ordered pair is a solution of the equation? So just like we did with the last problem, we need to substitute our x and y values. So let's look at answer choice A and plug in negative 3 for x. So you have 5 times negative 3 plus negative 4 is your y value in answer choice A equals negative 23. And you can see that 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Negative 15 plus negative 4. So now we need to use our strategy that we learned, scoreboard. So we have team positive and team negative. So this is negative 15, so that goes on the negative side. And then we have negative 4. So since they're on the same team, we add those points together and we get 19. And team negative has 1, so it's going to be negative 19. So negative 19 does not equal negative 23, so it can't be answer choice A. Go ahead and run through the rest of the answer choices and using the same method and see which one is the correct answer choice. Make sure you show your work. Number 4. The function table below is intended to represent the relationship y equals negative 5x plus 2. However, one of the entries for y does not correctly fit in the relationship with x. For which value of x is the given y incorrect in the table? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this x value and plug it in for that x in the equation. So negative 5 times x value of 1 plus 2. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5 plus 2. So you need to really remember your scoreboard technique. So you have team positive and team negative. 5 is negative, 2 is positive. When they're on different teams, you subtract the numbers and you get 3. And team negative 1, because there's more points in the team negative column, so it's going to be a negative 3. Well, notice that when x is 1, in the table it has y is negative 4, not negative 3, so the incorrect x value has to be 1. Answer choice A. Again, make sure you show your work. Which is the greatest number? Circle greatest number so we don't make a silly mistake and select the smallest number in the following set. Well, let's look at the set of numbers. We have positive and negative numbers. Well, we know a negative number can never be larger than a positive number, so I can cross out those two answer choices. Now I'm down to two remaining answer choices. So we need to make these numbers look the same. So there's two ways to do that. I can convert this decimal to a fraction, write it how you say it. This is 8 is in the hundredths place. So I could write this as 8 over 100. But notice that I have different denominators now. I have a 5 here and a 100 here. So that really didn't help me out at all. So let's convert this 2/5 to a decimal. Well, 2/5, I can multiply by 2 and get 4/10. And 4/10 is the same thing as 0.4 because the 4 is in the tenths place to the right of the decimal, one place to the right of the decimal. So which number is greater? Well, let's compare the tenths place. We have a 0 here and a 4 here in the tenths place. So it has to be 2/5 is the greater number because 4 is greater than 0. Number 6, a commercial airliner has flown 390 miles so far since takeoff. If this is 3/5 of the total distance for the flight, what is the total distance? So we can solve this using a proportion. So we have 3/5 equals part over total. So we need to identify, is 390 the part or the total? Well, obviously it's the part, right? Because that's only 3/5 of the distance. That's only a fractional part of the total distance the airliner has traveled. So that's going to go in the part section of the proportion. And then I'll replace the total with a place filler variable. And now you just solve this using butterfly. Draw your pretty little butterfly. Multiply the number and the variable inside the butterfly wing. So we have 3 times x. And then we have 5 times 390. Let's see if I can do that in my head. Maybe not. So 390 times 5. $1,950. And now, so 3 times what number equals 1,950? Well, that's too much to guess and check. So let's just divide by 3 on both sides. So we get x equals 1,950 divided by 3. Show your work, and you can figure out the answer. Number 7. Annie has set a goal of running at the track 3 times each week for a total of at least 16 miles per week. On Monday, she ran 7.1 miles, and on Wednesday, she ran 5.9 miles. If Annie plans to go running again on Friday, what is the minimum number of miles she needs to reach her weekly goal? So she wants to run a total of 60 miles per week. She's ran 7.1 and 5.9 so far. So let's add those together. Don't forget, when you're adding decimals, just line up your decimals. See how I lined them up? So she's 3 miles short of her goal of 16 miles. So what is the minimum number of miles she needs to reach her goal? 3 miles. She needs to run 3 miles on Friday. Number 8. So you have this 3D view of a set of blocks, and we need to pick the right answer choice here. So notice that we have one block here and one block here. So see how you have 1 and 1. So far answer choice A matches up. 1 block, 1 block. You have 3 blocks here, right? 1, 2, and then there's 1 underneath those 2 that you can't see. So that matches up. 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1. That matches up. And then 2 along this edge here. So the correct answer is answer choice A. I like it when the correct answer is the first answer choice. It makes it easy for us. Number 9. A home improvement retailer charges a fixed fee of $12 to rent a garden tiller plus $4.30 per hour of usage. Use the equation here. Okay, they give us an equation. Good. We don't need to set up an equation. It's already set up for us. To find the total charge for renting the garden tiller for 5.5 hours. So it tells us, let's see, does it tell us what H stands for? Well, it doesn't, but we can assume H stands for hours and C stands for cost. So let's plug in 5.5 hours. So $4.30 per hour times 5.5 hours. So go ahead and work that out, add 12 to it, and that's going to be your answer. Show your work. Number 10, a certain bank charges its customers $2 each time they use an automatic teller machine that is not owned by the bank. The bank is charged $1.50 each time one of its customers uses a machine that is not owned by the bank. So customers get charged $2, the bank gets charged $1.50. So the bank, it looks like, is making a 50-cent profit, but only when a customer uses a machine that's not owned by the bank. If X represents the number of out-of-bank automatic teller machine transactions that take place each month, what expression could be used to find the bank's profit? Well, we just said that every transaction that takes place at a teller machine that's not in the network, the bank makes 50 cents profit, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract the amount that the bank is charged from the amount that the bank charges its customers, and then multiply by X the number of transactions. So the correct answer has to be A.